Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss our maths chapter, fraction. So let's start. See, in maths we deal with numbers. Okay? In maths we deal with numbers. But is it that we always deal with whole numbers? Like, is it that we always deal with whole numbers? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.? Well, let me give you one example. Is it that you always use or you always eat one roti or two rotis or three rotis? Sometimes, when you are not so hungry, you might end up eating less rotis, less than one. All right? So, you might eat, for example, you might eat half part. Okay? Let's say this is your half part. Okay? Now, you just eat this much part. You are just eating this part. So, you are not eating the whole roti. Means, we do deal with parts of whole. It's not that we always deal with whole numbers. Sometimes we also deal with parts of whole. Parts of whole or fragments. Alright? Now, this parts of whole or fragment is known as fraction. Alright? So, that's what our chapter today is. We are talking about fraction. See, sometimes it happens that you eat half roti. Sometimes even you are still less hungry, then what would you do? You might eat one more part less. That is maybe only this part. Only this part. Okay? So, when we talk about part of whole, we are actually talking about fragments, and fragments means fraction. Alright? Okay. So, if for the whole this, if half part is there, if we are utilizing this half part, then this is indicating that we are actually using 1 upon 2. Okay? We are actually using 1 upon 2. Means out of two part, we are using one part. That is this. How many total parts are there? 2. 1, 2. But how many parts we are using? Only one part. So, one part. Right? Sometimes we end up using, let's draw another picture. Let's say 4 part. Let's draw 4 part of it. One is this, and the other one is this. So now you can see there are total 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here you can say that you are using, let's say, you are eating just one part. So you can say that I've eaten 1 out of 4 parts of roti, right? So in maths, fractions are written like this: 1 upon 2, right? 1 upon 2, where this 1 is actually a numerator. This 1 is called numerator, and this 2 is called denominator. Okay, so this part which we are using, that is numerator, and this total part is called denominator. So total there are 2 parts. Out of that we are just using 1 part. Okay, here also 1 is your numerator. I'm just writing n here, and 4 is your denominator. I'm just writing d here. It means that in fractions we write numbers like this. Denominator is showing total parts, and these denominators should always be equal. Okay, it should be always equal parts. It should be always equal parts. Denominator should be always equal. Remember, these are 2 equal parts. Remember, these are 4 equal parts. So with equal parts only we can write fractions. All right? With unequal parts we cannot write fractions. Now, when we say this, it is 1 upon 2. It is also written as half, or 1/2 part, okay, of the whole. So this 1 upon 2 is read as 1/2 or half. Okay, let's see which numbers are written like what. So when you write 1 upon 2, it is read as half, or 1/2, or 1/2. Okay, when the same number, if you write something like 1 upon 4, 1 upon 4, then you write it as 1/4, okay, 1/4, or you can say quarter, or you can say 1/4. right? Similarly, if you are eating 1 out of 3 part, if you are eating 1 out of equal 3 parts, then how do you write? This is read as 1/3 or 1/3 or 1/3. All right? Now, these parts, they show fragments, that is fraction. So what we have seen in fractions, let's quickly review. हम बात कर रहे हैं fractions की. मैथ्स में हम हमेशा होल नंबर्स के बारे में बात नहीं करते. समटाइम हम पार्ट्स के बारे में या फ्रेगमेंट्स के बारे में भी बात करते हैं. जब हम फ्रेगमेंट्स के बारे में बात करते हैं तो उसको हम मैथ्स में फ्रैक्शन कहते हैं. फ्रैक्शन डिफरेंट तरह से रिप्रेजेंट किया जाता है, डिस्प्ले किया जाता है नंबर. उसमें 2 पार्ट होते हैं, एक न्यूमरेटर और एक डिनोमिनेटर. डिनोमिनेटर जो होता है वो हमेशा टोटल पार्ट्स कहलाता है. डिनोमिनेटर इज ऑलवेज टोटल, बट वो टोटल हमेशा इक्वल होते हैं. मीन्स 2 इक्वल पार्ट्स, 4 इक्वल पार्ट्स. ओके, जो ऊपर का पार्ट है उसको हम न्यूमरेटर कहते हैं. मतलब उतना पार्ट शेडेड है, या तो यूज्ड है, या तो हमने उतना लिया है, राइट? सो इस तरह से हम डिफरेंट नंबर्स को मेंशन कर सकते हैं. 1/2 को हम हाफ या 1/2 या 1/2 कह सकते हैं. 1/4 को हम 1/4 या क्वार्टर या 1/4 कह सकते हैं. 1/3 को दैट इज 1/3 और 1/3 और 1/3 रीड कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो इस तरह से फ्रैक्शंस हम मेंशन करते हैं. In our next video, we'll talk something more about fractions. Till then, goodbye.